Jack would be very cross indeed if he knew that you were planning on staying on till next week at the same hour.
Oh, I don't care much about Uncle Jack.
I don't care for anybody in the whole world but you. I love you, Cecily. You will marry me, won't you?
Oh, you silly boy. Of course! Why, we have been engaged for the last 3 months.
For the last 3 months?
Yes, it will be 3 months on Thursday.
Oh, darling, but how did we become engaged?
Well, ever since Uncle Jack first confessed to us that he had a younger brother who was very wicked and bad, you, of course, have become the chief topic of conversation between myself and Miss Prism. Any man who is much talked about is always very attractive. One thinks there must be something in him, you know? Dare say it was foolish of me, but I fell in love with you, Ernest.
Oh, darling. And when was the engagement actually settled?
On February the 14th, worn out by your entire ignorance of my existence, I decided to settle the matter once and for all. And after a long struggle with myself, I accepted you under this dear old tree. The next day, I bought this little ring in your name and the bangle with the true lover's knot, which I promised you always to wear.
Well, did I give you this? It is very pretty, isn't it?
Oh, yes, you have wonderfully good taste, Ernest. It's the excuse I've always given you for leading such a bad life. And here is the box in which I keep all your dear letters.
My letters?
But my own sweet Cecily, I have never written you any letters.
You need hardly remind me of that, Ernest. I remember only too well how I was forced to write your letters for you. I always wrote 3 times a week, and sometimes oftener.
Oh, well, I would give anything to read them. May I?
Oh, no. It would make you far too conceited. The 3 that you wrote me after I'd broken off our engagement are so beautiful, so badly spelled, that I still can't read them without crying a little.
Was our engagement ever broken off?
Of course it was. On March the 22nd. You can see the entry if you like. Today I broke off my engagement with Ernest. I feel it is better to do so. The weather still continues charming.
But why on earth did you break it off? Well, what had I done? I had done nothing! I am very much hurt indeed, Cecily, to hear that you broke off our engagement, particularly when the weather was so charming!
Well, it would hardly have been a really serious engagement if you hadn't been broken off at least once. But I forgave you before the week was out.
Oh, what a perfect angel you are, Cecily.
So you're romantic. Boy. Your hair curls naturally, doesn't it?
Yes, with little help from others.
I am glad.
You'll never break off our engagement again, will you, Cecily?
I don't think I could now that I've actually met you. And of course, there is the question of your name.
Yes, of course.
Don't laugh at me, darling, but it's always been a girlish dream of mine to love someone with the name of Earnest. There's something in that name which inspires absolute confidence. I pity any poor married woman whose husband's name isn't Earnest.
But my own sweet child, do you mean to say that you couldn't love me if I had some other name?
But what other name?
Oh, well, I mean, name you like. Algernon, for instance, is a...
I don't like the name Algernon.
My own sweet, loving little darling. I really can't see why you should object to the name of Algernon. It's not at all a bad name. In fact, it is rather an aristocratic name. More than half of the chaps who get onto the bankruptcy court go by the name of Algernon. But seriously, Cecily, if my name was Algie, couldn't you love me?
I might respect you, Ernest, I might admire your character, but I don't think I could ever give you my undivided attention.
Cecily, your rector here is, I suppose, thoroughly experienced in the practice of all the rites and ceremonials of the church.
Oh, yes. Dr. Choswell is a most learned man. He's never written a single book, so you can imagine how much he knows.
I must see him at once on a most important christening. I mean, on most important business.
Oh.
Well, I shan't be away more than half an hour.
Considering that we have been engaged since February the 14th, I've only just met you today. It seems an awfully hard thing to ask that we be parted for so long a time as half an hour. Couldn't you make it 20 minutes?
I'll be back in no time.
What an impetuous boy he is. I like his hair so much. I must enter his proposal into my diary.
Miss Fairfax just called to see Mr. Worthing on very important business, Miss Fairfax states.
Isn't Mr. Worthing in the library?
Mr. Worthing went the direction of the rectory some time ago.
Ask Miss Fairfax to come here. Mr. Worthing shouldn't be long. And you may bring tea.